Okay, sir. Yes. Now, this is the question related to the anatomy. So we are going to look for the pelvic diaphragm. Again, lal fool, neela fool, anatomy, beautiful. Can you see? Right hip bone, left hip bone, sacrum. So we had seen the boundaries of the perineum from this view. Now we are going to see the pelvic cavity from this view. So here are the muscle. So I told you the three equation. Sir, this is our, yes, pubic symphysis to the coccyx. So pubococcygeus, yes, ilium bone to the coccyx, iliococcygeus, ischium bone to the coccyx, so ischio-coccygeus. These all muscles are uniting on the both side and making the one partition, that is our pelvic diaphragm. What the three equation you have to remember, beta? I told you, sir, pelvic diaphragm is equal to pubococcygeus, iliococcygeus, ischio-coccygeus. First equation. Can you recall? Sir, pubococcygeus, iliococcygeus, that is also known as levator ani. So levator ani plus ischio-coccygeus is equal to pelvic diaphragm. Second equation. And next, INICT, because this ischio-coccygeus is very small, so you can say pelvic diaphragm is equal to levator ani. खत्म, टाटा, बाय बाय, गया. लप्पू सा एग्जाम है, झिंगूर जैसा कॉन्सेप्ट है, ऐसे क्रैक कर देंगे, कुछ रखा थोड़ी यार. ये तीन इक्वेशन याद रखने बेटा. यस, वन लाइनर्स आल्सो वी आर कवरिंग. तीन लाइन आपको याद रखने हैं. यस, यू कैन complete. Also remember, sir, this is the levator ani. When this levator ani will contract, it will elevate the anus. So it is separating the two cavities. So this is our pelvic diaphragm. तो बेटा INICT का क्वेश्चन आता है ना. So remember, this is levator ani and this levator ani is the pelvic diaphragm. So any cadaveric image or the animated image is given. Any slopy muscle is there in the our anal canal area. Close the eye and say this is the pelvic diaphragm. Got the point? Okay, sir. Now we are looking one question sure from this our urinary bladder and the our, yes, urethra. Yes, you are right, beta. Supralevator abscess, fistula, you will correlate with this topic. So can you see? So at the forend there is a manhole injury, gutter hole injury. So what you will see, sir, there is the our, yes, urinary bladder. So there is our prostatic urethra, membranous urethra, bulbar urethra, penile urethra. So these are the parts of the urethra. Sir, there is a our perineal membrane. Okay, sir. If there is the urethral rupture and you will see urethra is coming outside. So can you see? Sir, there are the fascia. B, D, Chaurasia was our mnemonic. Buck's fascia in the penis, Dartos fascia in the scrotum, and Colles fascia at our perineum area. So this is the perineal membrane. Space above the perineal membrane, deep perineal pouch. Space below the perineal membrane, that is a superficial perineal pouch. So whenever there is a rupture, then urine is coming out, and it is accumulating above. If the membranous urethra is getting ruptured, then urine is coming here in the deep perineal pouch. But if the bulbar urethra is getting ruptured, then urine is getting collected here, superficial perineal pouch. Okay, so this is the very important topic in surgery, as well as you can integrate with the radiology. So can you see, this is the penile urethra, bulbar urethra. Sir, this is the our, yes, thin membranous urethra, then prostatic urethra, and this is the urinary bladder. Okay, sir. Remember, the most common site is our bulbar urethra. So urine is coming out and it is getting accumulated in the our superficial perineal pouch, genital area, and it can reach along the anterior abdominal wall up to the clavicle also. Okay, sir. Getting the point? Now look here further. Prostate. One question from the prostate in your clinical subject. Sure. Okay. So you can see the prostate gland. Remember, there are the our lobes: anterior lobe, posterior lobe, median lobe. There was a question, the volume of the prostate lobe. Remember, normally 20 cc. If there is the tumor, cancer, it will get proliferation. So can you see the prostate gland from the above? The prostatic urethra, it is semi-lunar shape or horseshoe shaped. Sir, anterior lobe, posterior lobe, right lobe, left lobe, and this is the median lobe. This median lobe is responsible for the uvula vesicae. This is the another MCQ. Okay. Yes, Dr. Cavalry, you are right. Now, when you are cutting, you are looking the external urethral sphincter, and here is the our internal urethral sphincter. Getting the point? So here is the opening of the prostatic urethra and ejaculatory duct, as well as there is the opening of the prostatic sinus. So whenever you are doing the TURP surgery and you are doing damage to the internal urethral sphincter, the ejaculation can occur upside. That is a retrograde ejaculation. Integration with the surgery. So that's why you will see the BPH. Remember better, the BPH, it occurs in the our urethral zone, but the prostate cancer, it occurs at the peripheral zone. Okay, getting the point? So in case of the our BPH, What was the clinical scenario, beta? I told you, any old patient is coming to you with the frequency, hesitancy, and urgency. Definitely, it is the case of the BPH. What you have to do? Give the alpha blocker, phenoxybenzamine, yes, your phenoxybenzamine and phentermine. But these are the non-selective. So give the prazosin, which is a selective alpha 1 blocker. But yes, nowadays there is our alpha 1A blocker. Tamsulosin is there. So give the tamsulosin along with the 5 alpha reductase inhibitor. That is our, yes, remember the 5 alpha reductase inhibitor finasteride. So this is the best drug treatment, tamsulosin plus finasteride. But if it is not treated, then go for the surgery. So you have to do the TURP, transurethral. You are going through the urethra and you're cutting the prostate gland and you're watching the monitor. So this is the best surgery. But if you're damaging the intraurethral sphincter here, so the ejaculation will not go there. The way door is open here, so the ejaculation will go into the urinary bladder. That is a retrograde ejaculation. Sure, one topic from the prostate, one question from the urethra going to ask na. Okay, fine. चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. So now we are at the last zone. Yes, thorax. Yes, then little point about the our embryo and then histo. कोई लक्ष्य मनुष्य के साहस से बड़ा नहीं, हारा वही जो लड़ा नहीं. So right now we are going to look for the thorax intercostal space. So when you are cutting the thoracic cavity, you will observe, sir, the upper rib, sir, there is our lower rib, sir, external intercostal muscle, internal intercostal muscle, and innermost intercostalis, and there is a vein, artery, nerve. So this is our costal groove. Remember, beta, thoracocentesis you are doing along the lower margin. No. Yes, intercostal nerve block you will do always, because you will cause the damage to the vein. Always do your thoracocentesis along the lower rib, upper margin. Getting the point? Okay. So we are at the end of the session. Entire class, 30-hour class, we are just summarizing in our 3.5 hours. Okay. Okay, sir. Now remember the intercostal space at the 8th intercostal space. Okay, sir. The thoracocentesis. Now trachea. It is dividing into primary, secondary, tertiary, which are known as the primary bronchus, lobar bronchus, segmental bronchus, then terminal bronchus, and the respiratory bronchiole. So these are the way. So in this way, right side, sir, there are the 3 lobes. So 3 secondary bronchus, then further tertiary bronchus, and this is our site of the carina. Do you remember this joke? Yes, carina. Yes, carina plus Saf is equal to Safina. No, it is the Tamur. So remember this carina. Yes, it is the site for our cuff receptor. Fine. Now try to understand. No, Siddharth, course of the azygos is not important, but sometimes it is asked, sometimes, rarely it is asked. That's why I had put in the test. I will tell you the azygos vein also. Don't worry, na. So there are our right lung oblique fissure, horizontal fissure, but in the left only one. So there is our cardiac notch and the lingula. So upper lobe, middle lobe, and lower lobe. There is our upper lobe and the basal lobe. But if you will talk about the bronchopulmonary segment, so remember the 10 on the right side, 10 on the left side. Sometimes in the left side 9, sometimes rarely 8 bronchopulmonary segment may be there. Yes, so bronchopulmonary segment, they are important for the surgery, pulmonary dissection of the lung, and the postural drainage. Yes, MCQs which are asked in the clinical. Most common site of the infection in erect posture, sir, right lung, sir, basal segment, posterior side. So this is the most common site. This is the most common site of the foreign body enlargement, and in supine position, this apical basal is most common site. Okay, beta, getting the point? Okay, sir. Now the heart. So we had seen this heart part, 4 chambers, but heart is not the static structure, it is tilted structure. So remember 3 MCQ. Sir, right border is formed by our right atria only. Sir, apex of the heart is formed by the left ventricle only, and the base of the heart is formed by the left atria as well as the right atria, mainly by the left atria. Now, when you will see the aorta, so there is a ascending aorta, arch of aorta, descending aorta. So in the aorta, aortic valve is there. So you can observe, sir, there is a right coronary artery and left coronary artery. Right coronary artery is arising from the anterior aortic sinus. Left coronary artery is arising from the left posterior aortic sinus. Can you see, sir, right coronary artery and the left coronary artery? Okay, sir. So can you see our blood supply? Sir, right coronary artery, it is giving the 3 major branches. Yes, marginal artery, transverse artery, and our posterior interventricular artery. So our mnemonic was the MTP, medical termination of the pregnancy. So can you recall? Yes, this PIVA was deciding the cardiac dominance. Yes, right cardiac dominance, left cardiac dominance, 90% and 10%. Okay, sir. There are our minor branches also, the atrial branches, the ventricular branches, but there is one bigger atrial branch which is supplying the SA node. SA node, 40% cases it is supplied with the left coronary artery, but mainly it is supplied with the right coronary artery. Okay, sir. Now try to understand this one. Sir, the left coronary artery, it is immediately dividing into 2. Sir, that is our circumflex artery, and this is our entry interventricular artery. This entry interventricular artery is also known as the LADA. Yes, most common artery which is getting blocked, it is known as our widow's artery or widow maker artery. So it is known as the widow's artery or widow maker artery. Okay, sir. There is one artery which is running in a diagonal kind of the manner. Okay, so these are the main branches. Minor branches are not important. So now study for the angina, MI, ECG. This all the clinical. The best artery for the coronary artery bypass grafting is the left internal mammillary artery, then right internal, then ulnar and radial. And if you are having the idea properly, then you can understand easily this particular angiography pattern also. Yes, this is the internal mammillary artery, which is the best artery. Remember, left internal mammillary artery is the best choice for the coronary artery bypass grafting. Okay, beta. Hope you all are getting the point. Okay.